expression of happiness, boy, you couldn't miss. With a dozen roses, such would astound you. The joy of children laughing around you. These are the makings of you. It is true, the makings of you. The righteous way to go, little one would know or believe if I told them so. You're second to none.
Woo! Good morning. Welcome to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. Welcome back, Harry. I guess you're back. Thank you for playing Curtis Mayfield. Let me tell you something. Because his birthday was the other day. And just to hear the makings of you, just to hear anything by Curtis Mayfield. I think if I have to say I miss anything about being in studio, it's just spinning the kind of music that I want to hear on the regular. Curtis Mayfield, that's all I got to say. The makings of you. What? Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all keep listening to that little bouncy house mess that y'all listening to. Not house. I mean, that bouncy mess that y'all listening to right now, which takes its influences from old school music. That's what I'm going to say. Yes, I'm officially an old lady, so I can say, back in my day, music was right. You young people ain't got no love music. You ain't got, 50 Cent ain't got no love music. Drake ain't got no love music. They ain't got no music. That little funny looking boy with the raggedy face, what is his name? That could be any rapper anywhere. These young people ain't got no love music. They ain't got no love making music. You know what they got? Slap that ass. You know, that don't got no finesse. No finesse. Y'all ain't got, and if you have it, let me know. Somebody send me some these young people hip hop love music. If you got some, I want to hear it. Because ain't none of these brothers singing their heart out for you. Ain't none of them trying to win you back. Ain't none of them singing no song. Ain't no sisters out there with their heart broke talking about, I'm going down. None of that. They only got none of that. And you don't have sample good stuff, no way. Yeah. Happy Wednesday. Curtis Mayfield got me in my feelings. The makings of you. Add a little sugar. Baby, I made me some coffee with a little, you know, when I make my coffee in the mornings, I sprinkle a little cinnamon in the coffee maker, in the grinds, because I like that taste. And I like my coffee black. Black and strong, baby. Like my community, like my men, like my peoples. Black and strong. So I don't put nothing in it. I ain't diluting nothing. Pure black. Anyway. So I put a little cinnamon in it. So it gives it a nice little flavor. Plus, I don't like sweet things as a rule, you know. Although I'm eating my vegan muffle that I got yesterday at the New Haven Independent team meeting. You know, we have a staff meeting. And we meet up at Trader Joe's. I mean, not book trader. Book trader. But I think the next time I go to Book Trader, I'm going to order something other than a tuna fish sandwich. I order the tuna fish sandwich every time. I like it. But I have to order something different. Maybe I'll just order a salad with all the things. I'll do that. But I got they had vegan muffins at the counter. People breathing on them. I didn't appreciate that. But a banana one and I just ate one. What was it? Good. But this is the banana one. Yeah, little minis. If I get them to make a vegan blueberry. So Nora was riding shotgun while Harry was out recuperating. Nora's on her way to Spain for a month to work on some damn farm. Hilarious. But this is what you should do when you're that age. You should go and have these experiences. So she's going off to Spain to work on a farm. I would have sent her ass to Alabama, but that's just me. Spain it is. I hope she eats well and drinks well. Good wine in Spain. Good wine. So drink, 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 drink. I don't know if she drinks. She's old enough, I do believe, but I don't know if she drinks. Anyway, Harry's riding shotgun, I guess, from afar with his knees up. I hope he's doing well. I hope you're doing well, Harry. I hope you're not getting into any trouble. And then I believe Word on the Street is back today. I believe. I think Paul is out there in the smoke looking for unwitting New Haveners to ask what the word on the street is. And let me say high five to all the other folks on WNHH radio who run their shows. Fly Tie, Justin, the Cannabis People, CCM and their political, whatever we do for the towns, cities and towns, conversations. The sister that comes on, I think once a week in the mornings after me, maybe. Got a great title of her show. I love it. I catch her sometimes. And I catch Fly Tide too, which I'm happy that his show is growing. He's fun, got a lot of energy. We have to find a way that we could all be out there covering the festival live. We could just do some live stuff from the street. Like we should be at the festival and just do live from the festival. And each of us take a slot. You know, Fly Ty could do his show. I could do my show. The sister could do her show. I don't know about the Canada's people. I don't know about them. They liable to mess around and be giving out cannabis. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know. And whoever else is on WNHH radio. That would be kind of cool. I'd do it. Maybe we could work on that for it's too late for Arts and Ideas, but maybe we could get it done for Lit Fest in September. Maybe we could do it for Lit Fest. I think they're going to be over there in the Q House and the library, in the Stetson Library, and so we could sort of be over there and do some live stuff. I'd do that. And we need some merch, Harry. I seen everybody at the parade. I had my WNHH hat on. No, I don't. No, I had my Delta hat on. We got merch. We need some T-shirts to hand out, though. We need a T-shirt and then all the personalities on the back of it. I know. I'm just saying. This is such a good breakfast for me this morning. I don't normally eat anything in the morning, but I had these muffins. And I was like, oh, let me eat them. Oh, the smoke is, listen, I don't know about anybody else. And this goes back to my dystopian mindset. But, you know, seeing all this smoke for the last couple of days over the city, it just reminds me end of days. This is what it would look like if war came to our shores. You know, it'd be all the smoke everywhere. It just got me thinking about that. And you know, somebody's gonna do a study on this in a few years from now. All this smoke air that we're inhaling is gonna have repercussions. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't. What are you gonna do? You gotta let it just blow through. It's not like we got big fans or big air cleaners. Like, I don't know, what can you clean the air with? Nothing. You have to just let it dissipate. You know? I don't know. I don't know. That's where science fails me right there. I'm not a scientist. I would imagine it dissipates at some point. It's traveled a mighty long way, the smoke. And people taking great pictures of it. I saw some pictures of New York last night. Like, wow. And the moon is so orange. Forgive me for chewing. Muffin is good. Anyway, back to the smoke. Oh, and the legislative session is over. Hooray. I'm going to give Gary Winfield a call, see if he want to come on next week before he takes vacation. Before he turns his phone all the way off and be like, I ain't talking to nobody. And just get a recap of the legislative session. It didn't feel contentious, but I as I said yesterday, I could be wrong. It seemed like people were really working together to be bipartisan, whatever that means. So I have to go and see. I have to go and see. I have the calendar for best video. And what is today's date? Today's the 7th. They've got book launch tomorrow. Connecticut Characters by Randall Beach. Okay. And then Friday, the anti-gala pizza gala, New Haven Docks at the Eli Whitney Museum. $35 gets you 3 slices of the Trinity pizza. You know, Pepe's Modern, Sally's. All on one plate. Where they do that at it? So it's going to be at the Eli Whitney Museum. So get there early. Starts at 6 o'clock. And they've got stuff going on. So the best video, I went there for the first time the other night to do the talk. And I was quite blown away. They have all those videos that you can rent now. I think I have a CD player in my TV, on the side of my TV. Oh, here comes word on the street. I told y'all Paul was back. Hey, Paul Bass, unmute yourself.
All right. Hi, Babz. How you doing?
Good morning.
I'd like you to say good morning to Elisa
Good morning.
and Zoe.
Hi.
Hi.
They're getting a walk-in along with seems like every other dog owner in New Haven in Worcester Square Park this morning before Zoe has to jump on Zoom. She's out in nature. I'm sorry, Elisa has to be out in nature. What's the word on the street today, Lisa?
Just taking a walk with my dog because I have to be online from 10 to 5:15.
10 to 5:15.
Yeah.
You're going to be sitting inside?
Yeah, inside.
You can't take the Zoom like on a back porch?
I don't have a back porch. I have a yard, but
So you're going to be 7.5 hours.
yes. We get a break, 1 hour break.
And
What are you
what's the
doing?
Well, I'm taking I'm a counselor at the App Foundation in West Haven. So I'm doing a training with the New England School of Addiction from Worcester, Mass.
There's a
And-
school of addiction? What do they do? They train you how to get addicted? What is that?
Yeah. So that's what
I'm
doing
actually
today.
really interested in this because, it's such a challenging field, right?
Yes, it
You're
is.
dealing with people who you must at the end they feel like, did I make a difference? What are you hoping to get from the training to help you help people?
Yeah, exactly that, to better understand other people with opioid addiction and help them into recovery.
Is there anything specific about this training, anything new they've learned or anything they feel like when you've been a counselor for a while, you need to upgrade your skills?
Yeah, I mean, you always got to upgrade because there's always something new now, the xylazine that's really affecting a lot of people. today. So that'll be a course tomorrow. I'll learn about that more. I mean, I know
What's tomorrow?
somewhat.
What do you mean tomorrow?
Well, I have training again tomorrow.
How many days?
It was 4 days. It's from Monday to Thursday.
So all day you're on Zoom all day.
Yeah.
So tomorrow you're gonna be learning about this new drug.
Yes.
And what is that again?
It's a synthetic.
Is it like fentanyl?
It's like fentanyl. It's actually mixed in the fentanyl, and it's called xylazine. And it's like really, really, really. A lot of people are dying from it, and then they break out with deep sores. And it's really like horrible.
And what are you learning today?
I'm learning today. Doing trauma.
And what kind of stuff?
Interactive trauma with culturally different cultures and stuff like that.
So that's sort of like how if someone's in crisis, how to recognize or how to talk to them?
Yes.
So how long have you been a counselor, Lisa?
Well, I've been like 2 years now.
How's it going?
Good. I'm still in school. I'm in my master's program. I'm going for my LPC. In addiction counseling.
But you are working full time in West Haven Ave.
Yeah.
And what are you finding when you deal with people? Are you generally talking to people at a moment of crisis or an ongoing therapy?
Yeah, it's ongoing. We do counseling. We help them get jobs. We do all different things. We help them with their mental health. It's not just addiction. You know, addiction always comes from a mental health perspective because we mask our mental health with substances, alcohol, drugs, whatever. So,
and why did you get into the work?
I'm in recovery myself, and I love helping people. So this was my calling.
You know, I hear that so often from people who are in recovery, and it holds, it takes. And one thing they want to give back is they feel like that experience helped them have an added ability to help other people.
Yes.
Is that how you felt?
Yes, that's exactly how I feel.
And where did you grow up, Elisa?
In New Haven, actually.
Where?
Fairhaven.
Uh-huh.
Fairhaven, Avery.
And now you live in Worcester Square.
Yeah.
How do you like living in Worcester Square?
It's nice, quiet.
Do you take Zoe every morning?
Just about.
At what time usually?
Well, sometimes I take her in the evening. I work from 5 a.m. to 1. That's the hours. And I usually take her out after work. In the morning, I just take her to my car, let her do pee-pee, so I can start my car off. That's all.
and so what usually happens during the week? She's home from 5 to 1?
Yeah.
And then you come and get her?
Yes.
That's an early morning.
Yeah.
So your schedule got changed this week because of the training.
Yes.
How you rolling with that?
Good.
Is Zoe happy you get the extra walk?
Yes.
Babz, you have any questions for Elisa?
How you making out with all this smoke in the air?
Yesterday was terrible. Today's not that bad. Yesterday was bad. As soon as I walked out, my nose, I have sinusitis, so it affected me pretty much yesterday. I'm still a little stuffy, but not too much. But whew.
And then today is pretty. I'm not noticing it.
Me neither. Not today.
So did you not stay out? Like what happened at 1 o'clock when you came? Oh, yesterday you were here.
Yeah.
So did you take Zoe around in the smoke?
I took her out.
How did she do?
She did all right. Nothing for her. For me, I was stuffed up.
And do you have any strategies when you're going to be on Zoom all day to kind of get through the day when you're inside and stuck like that?
Yeah, I mean, I try to like do movements so I can keep my body going.
Like aerobics, or is that out of date?
Kind of like and a little bit like that.
Any other questions, Babz?
So what do you want ordinary, regular people to understand about addiction?
Well, there is hope and there is help for those who want it. And addiction is, some people the stigma of addiction is that people are drug addicts or their neighborhoods are getting ruined by drug addicts and all this stuff. But there's a big stigma about it. There is help and hope. I see a lot of people coming to our clinic and prospering and having a good life, continue on with recovery. People just need to understand, read, research, and understand the addiction and not stigmatize people that are addicts.
How much do you draw from your own experience when you talk to people? Like what do you tell them?
Well, I don't really disclose myself, but they probably realize, yes, because I talk to them like real, like street. I talk to them and I understand them. I have a lot of success with my clients.
Good.
And
how many years, if you don't mind, how many years were you kind of out of commission with?
Oh, it's been a while.
No, I mean before that, I mean.
Oh, before that, no, I was in and out.
So did you have to go several times for treatment for it?
Yeah, I went.
Because I hear
4
that a lot.
times.
And what was it about the 4th time?
I really seen the difference. You know, my eyes opened. You know, I prayed a lot. You know,
You know, I
God
think
was in my life.
they study this, right? About why people at certain times they help holds. Certain times they'll come to Elisa and Elisa will be able to help them get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
And other times they relapse. I wonder what that is, if it's age or
You know, that's like each individual is different. It's very hard to really tell what triggers them. I think they just give up their hope. You know, there's so much out there. It's like, I don't know. People really gotta really listen to other people. Connection is very important. You know, I went to this training for the CCB, which is who gives us our licenses, our number for to get our license, and that was recently. And connection is very important. We're all disconnected. So if we start getting connected with one another and seeing how we feel about each other, then maybe there'll be a difference.
and you talked about hope the person going through recovery has to happen. I wonder also about the hope of the person who's trying to help, like you, the counselor. When you see that a person does relapse, you see you're kind of getting deep with somebody, they want to turn their life around, they relapse. How do you keep hope? Is it drawing on your own story?
Yeah. Actually, a lot of my clients really help me and keep me grounded
How's that?
because, you know, I see the struggle they're going through, and do I want that struggle again? No. You know, so that grounds me and helps me.
That's wonderful. Sort of two-way.
Yeah.
Oh, Babz, should we at least get ready for Zoom? That I don't feel
All
sorry. I
right.
feel sorry for Zoom.
I do too, unless you could turn off your camera and just frolic around. But
Jump around for a little exercise.
So they want cameras on.
Okay, Babz, there's Elisa, Zoe, and Paul signing off from Worcester Square Park and LoveBabz Love Talk on WNHH-FM, New Haven's home for community radio.
Thank you. Wow. Oh, that's a long time to be on Zoom. I'd lose my mind if I couldn't turn off my camera and be like, I'm here. I'd be all down the street somewhere. Oh, I'd just be in my backyard, you know, with the day. That's how I would get down. But you know, listen, when I was on opioids for my hips, because you know, before I got them replaced, and the pain was so great, I was on opioids. And you know, they always have to counsel you about, you know, addiction because opioids are so addictive. They didn't have to worry about me because I wasn't addicted. I couldn't stand them. I really could not tolerate them. And I never took my full dose because I just didn't like that feeling. I'd be a terrible, 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 terrible drug addict. I'd just be terrible at it. First of all, I would never be high because I was like, oh, I can't stand this. So, you know, no shade to the folks that can't get through this, but gosh, I couldn't stand it. I really could not stand it. And I only took it at night so that I could sleep. And I had increased dosage. You know, they kept increasing the dosage because it was just the pain was so great. I could barely, you know, I really couldn't move. And yet I still got around, but whew, I just didn't like that feeling. I was, you know, I always felt like I was thirsty. I always felt hot. I always felt like couldn't concentrate or focus. Oh, I could. And then when they were like, I could stop taking them, you know, they were like, do you need a program? Like, do you need some assistance in helping get off of that, like to stop the dosage? I was like, hell no, I just quit. And they were like, you just gonna quit? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I've already quit. And they were like, wow. So then I got contacted for a study. I was like, I don't think I'm the person that you want. I said, because once they said I could get off of them, I just put them down. They was like, yeah, you're not the one we want to talk to. You do all right. Yeah. I was like, I don't like this mess. So that's how it went down for me. Opioid drugs was never my thing. It was never my thing. I like to drink. And even that is to with some control. You know what I mean? Like I'm never sloppy fall down drunk. Every now and again, I'm drunk, but I'm one of these drunks that once I'm too drunk, I go lay down. I'm one of those kind of people. I don't get wild and loud, and I'm not one of those. And my kids was talking about that because we used to have parties at my house, and my brother and my sister and them, they would get hyped up. Not me. I would just like disappear and go lay down. First of all, I can't stand all the noise, the loudness. Oh, I couldn't stand it. So yeah. So even now, I have a limit. I know what my limit is. I enjoy drinking. That's it. I don't go beyond my limit. I'm not falling down drunk. I can get home. It's been like 1 or 2 times where I had to like stay where I was at, but that's rare. Very, very rare. Very, 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 very rare. And I don't think I've done it in the last several years. So yeah. So I, my heart goes out to the people who gotta help people through addiction, because I know it's not easy. I see it in people, and I know people who have been clean and sober for years and years and years and years, 20 years, no looking back. You know what I mean? Like I've got friends who, clean and sober for years and years and years, decades. There's just like no looking back. No. And I've got friends who've fallen off the wagon, and then listen, get back on it, fall down, get back up. And that's just what it is until it connects that you're done. You know what I mean? Like until something in your mind triggers and says, you know what? I'm absolutely resolutely done this life, and I want something else for myself. And then people move on to they move on to the success of being clean and sober, But it takes some people a couple of chances, and some people never get there. Some people never get there, but they keep trying. They never get there. Because whatever you're running from, whatever you're masking has been so traumatic to you, that you can't imagine not being on a substance. Like, to imagine being off a substance is harder, is not greater than the trauma you experienced that got you on the substance. No. I think that's painful. I think that's painful for people. I can't tell you why I'm not an addict. I couldn't, with all the stuff that has happened to me, I could not tell you why I'm not an addict. Maybe because I don't have an addictive personality, or maybe because I just have a different way of processing pain of my life and the pain that has happened to me. I just have a different way of processing. And I knew, I think in the early days, I was using alcohol to medicate. But once I figured that out, I was like, oh, no, that's not how this is gonna go down, you know. And it took me to stand outside of myself to see that, like, oh, this is what I'm doing. No, I'm not really enjoying this. What I'm doing is I don't want to feel what I'm feeling. So this numbs it, right? Like it's like a scab over it. Mm-mm. So I stopped drinking for like 10 years. I didn't drink during my marriage, you know. One, because I was married to a Muslim, but two, but I had already made the decision to stop drinking before I even met him. So I was dry already when I met him. I was dry. And I just stayed dry for the better part of the marriage. And then I was like, you know what? Glass of wine might do me some good. And then that's just how I came back to it. I came back with the sense of I wanted to learn about wine and spirits, and so that's what I did. So I just started teaching myself and learning, not to I wasn't drinking to just like medicate. I was drinking because I was truly interested in a Bordeaux. I was truly interested in a Chianti. I was truly interested in a Sancerre. I was truly interested in all the things that I wanted to learn good tequilas and bourbons. I wanted to learn good rums. So that's what I did. That's where I am. Hey, Harry, how you feeling?
Hey, Babz.
How you feeling? Good?
I'm good. Relatively good.
How's the knee?
That the knee is fine. There's everything else around it that's recovering, right? So the trauma that some people told me it's gonna be trauma on your leg.
Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, that's why I said some people.
No, this people.
So
But
yes,
you hard-headed.
the leg is bruised up.
Because you was doing way too much.
Well, they said it's normal, right? So it's like half of it is black and blue and the rest of it is coming out of the black and blue. So it's like
Okay.
a weird sensation. The bandage fell off yesterday in the shower. I don't know if I'm gonna rebandage it or leave it, but there's still some discharge coming out.
Well, you should rebandage it because you don't want an infection.
Yeah.
Like, because if I'm telling you, my girlfriend, she got an infection and they had to go back in and redo it. So you don't want that. You're not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, and like right now I'm sitting down with my legs in a normal position and it's like really tight. They want me to prop it up as often as possible.
Yeah, you should prop it up so that the blood flow. Yeah.
So this sitting position is kind of stressful right now, but for me, when I feel the stress, I think I'm advancing.
No, that's not what that is.
Right, so it's
you're just creating problems for your body.
But
you're gonna make your body reject that knee. You better knock it off.
No, but it feels good. My last physical therapy at home is Friday.
Oh, okay. You let these people in?
Yeah. I'm letting them in.
Oh my God. I should have came and snuck in with them.
Yeah. He it's a dude. His name is Toby, and he's like, well, okay, you're about 2-3 weeks ahead of everyone else that does it. So I was already at 90 degrees with my leg when he got here for the first time and everything. So they were like, oh, wait till the blockers, the pain blockers. That's when you're gonna feel it. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure they're gone. I feel the wound. I feel everything. And they're like, well, you're taking the oxy? Oops, not taking the oxy. Not doing any of that stuff.
Yeah. Oof.
So yes, I mean, if I had to, I could go to work. I had to.
Well, you're working now. What are you doing?
You know what I'm saying? Going into the office. I mean, I've been helping.
Oh no, you can't go now. Come on.
I've been helping Nora behind the scenes all this time.
I know.
But yeah, I was thinking, well, I talked a lot of junk, so today is actually 2 weeks since the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I have to live up, to my talk and go in today. But I kind of have an agreement with my dear wife.
Yeah, sit down.
I won't go into at least next week.
Yeah, you can't go in. What is wrong with you?
So, and Paul made it easy because he's not having his in-studio show tomorrow. And Marcy Lynn's show is already in the can. She did a pre-record. So I'm good. I don't need to go in this week. I'm hoping to be there Monday.
Can you drive?
Yeah, I've already driven. The driving isn't a problem, but of course I haven't been in traffic on 91.
Oh boy.
So that'll be a different issue. Whether I'm able to get out of the car in the middle of traffic to stretch it. No,
Oh boy.
no, I mean, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I wish they would have done both. So I don't have to go through this again.
Well, you
But
got, when do you get the next one? In you said November?
yeah, it was supposed to be November, but now I'm thinking I'll just leave it to after into the new year. Because we want to go away on Christmas Day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
maybe it's January.
Okay. It's different. You're singing a different tune, my friend.
Well, I would like to do it right now.
No, you can't do it now.
Right. I actually would love to do it right now, but yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no. That's too much. Too much. You gotta wait.
Yeah, but so that knee, the left knee that needs to be done is suffering right now because I've been counting on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like I'm scared that it's gonna give any moment. But with the new knee, it's starting to strengthen, and I'm feeling more stable on
Yeah.
that leg. So
I'm glad. I'm glad you are moving into this, because next year this time, because one day you're gonna wake up and it's gonna be, you're gonna be like, what surgeries?
I gotta say, they said it's, and I told my doctor, I'm like, it feels artificial. He's like, well, it is. Not a real knee, but he's like, it's different from the hip. You actually feel, you could actually reach down and feel that it's not a normal knee. So yeah, so it's just it's a weird sensation.
Yeah.
Bionic.
And then it won't feel weird.
Yeah.
You got about a year or two, when it's all said and done. And then after that,
What's crazy is that he said that the swelling may last 6 months.
yeah, it takes a while. I mean, it's a trauma to your body.
I'm like, 6 months. I was hoping in a week. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you so huge?
No, because it's a trauma. I mean, it's a trauma. They had to go in, they cut through bone and skin.
No,
They
it's crazy.
replace the knee,
Yeah,
and then they sew you back up.
they cut the bone and they have to mold the bone, shave the bone so that the thing fits.
So that it'll take it.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is. Don't watch it on YouTube. It'll freak you out.
I did.
I made the mistake of watching a hip replacement. I was fascinated. I was like they're gonna use a saw?
Yeah, I was like fascinated. So I was like, ooh, that's cool.
Like, oh my God. And then, but they put you under some good drugs, so you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
You don't know a damn thing. You come back out, you're like, is it done? Yeah, it's done. And then they get you up. Like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, the knee's been feeling fine. I haven't been able to sleep. Last night I slept 4 hours. Accomplishment. I'm having a lot of spasms and the leg and in my back, triggering my back issue. So I've been spasming a lot. So I'm up, moving and everything, trying to get the spasms to stop at night. So yeah, it's that's the hardest part of this has been trying to get sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll get there.
Yeah. So last night it was 4 consecutive hours of sleep, which for me that's an accomplishment.
Listen, that's good for me right there. That's a good night. But you got to get sleep. You know why? Because I've been working on this sleep thing, Harry. Because if you don't get good sleep, you set yourself up for Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's. So that's why you gotta get to sleep. And we're young people, and we don't want this. We don't want any of that. So you gotta rest that brain. You gotta cool the brain and rest the brain. So you gotta make yourself go to sleep.
Yeah, I wish I could. And yesterday I actually took they had told me to not take for the over counter Aleve and Advil and stuff like that. So, but yesterday I took the Advil PM, and that's why I got the 4 hours. But that's something I'm not gonna do every day. So, but I needed it because I hadn't slept.
But you might need some magnesium, like the calm,
Okay.
the mix the calm in the. What was that?
Alexa, you said I might need magnesium, and she said, "Okay, that's a good idea." She's ready to order it on Amazon.
Oh, I know, Harry. You better check your Amazon bill. Better check your bill. Check your bill. Yeah, so you might need you might want to try some CBD infused tea, stuff like that. I find all that, the sleepy time tea, I find that be quite relaxing, and it'll lull you into a nice sleep, without the addictive whatever. So
yeah, I mean, it is what, like, right now it's thriving because I've had it down for so long. But I mean, it is what it is. I just got to get over. Well, it's not even pain. Like, they go, what's the scale, 1 to 10? I've been living since the surgery, but of course my pain tolerance is off the map. So for me, the highest it was 5 coming out of the surgery. And then I've been living at 1 to 3 all these days. It's just getting to sleep. The issue. They're like, oh, well, if you take the medication, no, it's not the pain. The sleep. So
okay.
different issue. But I wanted to jump on and talk about the air, the smoke. Because I've been reading a couple of conspiracy.
Oh shoot. Of course.
The reason they're smoking the air, Babz.
Oh, what is it? Killing us, poisoning us?
The government is doing it purposely to cover up all the UFOs in the sky. They don't want us to see it, which was one of the reasons they gave us COVID. They wanted to keep us indoors. So we didn't go outside and see.
I like a good conspiracy theory, but sometimes the ones that are a little too far-fetched.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
That seems like a lot.
It's a huge stretch, considering all you have to do is look at radar and see that it's coming from Canada. It's coming from Canada. They're having bad fires over there. So I'm not sure if Canada is going to allow our government to go and start their wildfires in order to block our skies.
And really, aren't they all the same skies?
So I mean, I love the conspiracies, though. I mean, it's just it's interesting to see, how people occupy that space in their head, because if you have to fill it with this one is nonsense, right? Because you could follow it radar, smoke coming from Canada. So if you have to fill your brain with a conspiracy and not take 2 seconds to go look at the radar, I mean, we're in trouble, because there's a lot of conspiracies out there.
And honestly, too, the other part of that is that gives our government a lot of credit. I don't think I don't think this cast of characters, Harry, could concoct a scene like that. I don't see it.
To be fair, we always blame stuff on the people in charge, but let's face it, the CIA and the FBI have their own agenda.
Well, and they do, rightly so. I get it. You know.
That our government has nothing to do with. Just ask the Kennedys. But no, I get it. I mean, it's fun to live in the conspiracy world, but give me a good one.
You take a deep dive in, Harry, because some of that stuff, some of it is plausible.
Yeah.
But some of it is just, come on.
Well, you
try
saw
again.
the guy that just came out as a government official, high-ranking government official, came out and said, okay, we do have spacecraft that have crashed, some have landed, we've had alien bodies. He just came out and he's briefing the Congress. And people are, he was on News Nation, and they're like, well, he's a very credible guy with high clearance and everything. But he looked like an unserious guy talking. Like he was
I have to see that, because I don't trust. First of all, I don't trust nothing on News Nation. That's number one.
Well, the thing is that other news outlets have picked it up and everything, so they're giving it credibility. But the thing is that if you have to be a serious person when you're gonna deliver a message and not seem so excited, not seem like you have, skin in this game. Like you're selling a message for a certain reason. He just looked like he was enjoying it too much.
But that's what I mean. I can't trust it.
Yeah. Yeah, he seemed like, he's one of
and the pay attention to where he ends up in the next couple of weeks.
But for me, he looked like one of those guys that I listen to on the radio. Like he's calling in on the radio.
He's an ex-Pentagon UFO whistleblower.
Yeah. So,
okay.
I mean, and people are out there trying to give him credibility. Even Congress is giving him credibility because they allowed him to do the interview. He asked them permission.
Well, here's the thing. Harry, they let people leak this stuff periodically so that it can settle into us naturally. So when they finally say it's not a shock, I'm not one of these people that does not believe in UFOs or or terrestrial beings. I don't believe we're the only people that live and breathe in the universe. So I'm comfortable with my thing is, and my fear is always this: white men in the world will take UFO people, whatever they are, and dissect them. So that's my fear. They're not gonna welcome them or nothing. They're gonna cut them up and look at them, and because that's what white people do.
Well,
that's where I'm at.
The thing is, if you show up with 3 heads, we're gonna tell you, listen, you just need one on this planet. So we're gonna remove the other 2. We're a one-head, society.
And when I say white people, Harry, it's because white people are in charge of all the stuff. So, if it was the other way around, I would say it, but it's not. So, yeah, I'm just saying. Because Harry, they're gonna shoot first and ask questions later. They're not gonna invite these people to the UN and have a conversation. They're gonna try to kill this stuff.
Well, the thing is that I think, like you said, I'm also a believer that we've probably already have dealt with people from different planets. Our government's not gonna let us know until they think we're prepared to, have the capacity to deal with it. Like yesterday, I was hearing somebody on TV saying that, no, this can't happen. If they do this, we're gonna have to hoard every food, and we're gonna have to do this, and I'm like,
see, this is my point.
Yeah, this is why they don't want to let us know, because people are gonna go crazy.
They're gonna be stupid, Harry, and there's no getting around that. I mean, it's just gonna be you've seen how people behave during the pandemic. Did you see how people behaved? Harry? What do you think people are gonna do if the governments of the world said we are not alone? We are not alone. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well,
That'll be a problem. You know, people gonna run. They're gonna shrink wrap their house. I mean, it's gonna be just
I guess.
chaos.
But what if the aliens bring down Elvis and Tupac? They never died. They just got taken.
I don't know what to do with that information. I mean, it maybe Prince, Michael Jackson, bring them back. I don't
Hey,
know.
Michael Jackson, who sung "We Are Not Alone."
Listen.
Anyway,
I just know we're humans are not equipped. We're just not equipped for that kind of interaction. Listen, we're just not, Harry. We can't even be good neighbors to each other. So imagine.
talking about that, you saw the lady. You're listening to LoveBabz Love Talk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. The lady in Florida who shot her neighbor through the door because they've been having beef, and the neighbor went and threw something at the other lady's kids.
Yeah, because her son left his iPad on the grass or whatever, and this woman, I guess she picked it up and brought it in her house. And when the woman did the locate, you know how you locate your stuff? It was at her house. That's why she went and knocked on the door. Can you give me back my son's iPad?
In the report I saw this morning was that she threw something at the kid.
She threw something at them, but not the iPad. The iPad was in the house. So the woman went to knock on the door like any parent would, Harry. Like, can you just give me my son's game back, please? Ma'am.
I gotta tell you, you can't do that these days. Go and call the cops. Let the cops go and retrieve your stuff.
I know. But who thinks that somebody's going to shoot them, Harry? No one thinks that way. But I guess that's how we have to prepare ourselves.
Yeah.
I guess. Because I don't, because that's not reasonable behavior.
It isn't. But then you have, and I'm all for the stand your ground laws, but to a certain extent, you can't shoot people through a door and say you were standing your ground.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
because that's the case. You shoot the mailman. You shoot anybody that comes to your door. Oh, I feel afraid.
Right. So there has to be reason. I mean, it's good. They just arrested her. So
yeah, and she's young. She's like 52, Harry. You really want to go to jail for the rest of your life for being a dummy? And who you think you're going to encounter in jail? Black mothers.
You know, I don't. We're not very neighborly.
Who you think you're gonna run into a whole bunch of black mothers in jail? I wish people, Aaron, I wish there was like some kind of delay on firearms that would make people the gun should be like have AI on and say, do you really want to fire this right now? And then run all the scenarios of what will happen, so that it can jar you back into your senses, because people are stupid.
Oh, right. And the thing is that if you think your life is in danger, which is what she's trying to use to stand your ground law, you have the right to protect yourself in Florida, right? But there has to be a reasonable threat. You can't. We can't go by the thought. Just imagine if we allow that, through the police and everything. We do Minority Report where we just look at you and we're like, "Whoa, you're a threat," and you're gone.
Yeah.
So we can't allow citizens to behave like that, to be arbiters of what's dangerous and what isn't.
Oh, I feel danger. Let me shoot and kill them.
Yeah, so there has to be something else has to change. I was gonna say, in order to affect a state like Florida, which, all states are allowed to make their own gun laws. In order to affect something like that, it has to actually come from the Congress and have a law. But the Congress isn't gonna do anything. Nobody's talking to each other anymore, so I don't have hope of anything coming from that avenue. So, but I mean, what's hope these days, right?
I'm hopeful, but I need to take a break and
Yeah.
then we'll come back at
I
10:15.
need to prop my leg up.
Yeah, go prop your leg up and come back or whatever. Come on. I need to come over there.
Don't make me go.
Get you a chair where you can put your leg up.
Hey, wait a minute.
Recline.
I gotta find which screen that we're actually on so that I could cue music. All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to LoveBabz Love Talk on WNHH 3.5 FM, your home for community radio. We'll be back.
With a dozen roses, such would astound you. The joy of children laughing around you. These are the makings of you. It is true, the makings of you. The righteous way to go, little one would know or believe if I told them so.